Alright guys, welcome back to another video. This video I'm going to be breaking down how I start my day analyzing the charts. Alright, it's currently 9:05. I usually go to my first option of the day, which is gold, XAU, USD. And then I start checking the higher time frame. So usually you start by the weekly time frame. Let me clear this off. Weekly time frame, we have, start breaking down the time frames, each time frame from high to low time frame. So the weekly time frame, we have moving average coming here underneath, which means if we're above the moving average, we're going bullish. If we are below the moving average, we're going bearish. Okay, so we have this basically exhaustion zone over here from 3,400 to basically close to 3,300. And now we're below the 3,200. So this could mean that there are possibly buying opportunities right closer to the moving average. All right, but we have to break down to lower time frames for us to understand more. If we're looking at structure, I have this basically high point over here. So I have this high point over, let me delete all of this. I can draw it again after. So I have this high point over here, which what it looks like, it basically rejecting from this area, right? So this is basically a 3120 to 3160. This is a 40 pip range. I don't usually do ranges like this big, but I'll short it out to basically here and then somewhat over here. Or if we go down to where this bottom of the wick, and I'll change the color as well to possibly gray. All right, so what it looks like is we just are holding up around this area of resistance, reversal, and now basically just touch and then reversed from here as well. We do have this area over here that it looks like from 30 to 40, which is a very, very strong area of support and resistance, right? So we have the resistance here, resisted twice, broke above, came back, held the support here, and then here it just broke through. Next area that I'm going to be looking into is just these two tops over here, which are around 3,400. So from the daily, we just had this big pullback. We were going bullish from this area over here. We're going very bullish from this area until we hit the same area of resistance right here on the left, and now we just rejected all the way down. We pulled back onto the same area of resistance on the left. All right, so now I'm just waiting to see. I don't have any positions. If you guys watched the last video, I had a big loss yesterday, so now I'm just watching and getting back onto my edge. Okay, so let's drop down, drop to the 4-hour time frame. What I am gonna analyze here is the moving average on the 4-hour time frame. Most of the time, I'd say 95% of the time or 97% of the time, you're gonna respect the moving average on this time frame. And let me show you guys is length 14, close 0, SMA. I don't use this other one. I just use this one on the 14. So is respecting most of the time. Look at here as an example, right? I'll put it in yellow. Look at here for an example. Here is respecting. Here is respecting above, right? Here is respecting below. So it's respecting most of the time. That's why sometimes I have to be careful, just like yesterday. Price was respecting here, and I went for buys instead of shorting it, right? Have this range here underneath as well. So Right now we're approaching the moving average, and what I'd like to see excuse me, what I'd like to see is breaking these highs. So this is a high point for me over here that we had to break, and we just broke above that. Now we're just gonna wait and see, and then this will be, another high, and then this would be another high over here that we have to break. So the current candles on the left, and then how do I expect to move is basically breaking, retesting, moving up higher, breaking, retesting, breaking above, retesting, and then going for longs. Okay, so this is the 4 hour time frame. If we look left here, we see that we have this area again of resistance that we are just respecting here right now. So if we drop down to the 1 hour time frame, nothing really that gets my attention. We were going on a short-term bearish pattern, so this is all short-term bearish movement. We have to make another lower high for price to keep going bearish. Right now we just reversed on a big area of reversal of support of previous resistance, now support. So this is a key area for us now. If price comes back to this area, I'm hoping to get longs on this area, but price has to come back and then be inside my 3 confirmations, which is trend, candlestick confirmation, and then one more, which is the moving average. Okay, so right now we're just going bullish. I don't think it makes sense for you to enter a buy here. It would rather make sense for you to enter at a buy lower, closer to somewhere this area. Okay, so this is gold. Right now you're just waiting. I'm just waiting to see what happens, just following up, flowing with the chart. Next up, I always analyze is I have my list here. I go to US 30. So US 30, again, from the weekly time frame, I'll be very brief. Just had its massive pullback and reversal, and now we are trading above the moving average on the weekly time frame. So it's just a lot of patience that goes into making a decision when you're trading. Right now we're reversing from here. Some cases like this, I would basically wait. So this would be the best time to be entering for a buys right here. Next time will be around here. And then now I'm just waiting to see the best opportunity to be entering for a position, right? We have basically what I can look like is this area of resistance, just previous area of support. If you look left, there's a little bit of support here as well, some resistance. So this is a strong area. If we look here around this 4250 range, so this 4250 range is an area of resistance here, some support. So now we're just rejecting from this area. So we're basically in between the area of support and resistance, and then a resistance area over here. So now what I would probably wait is a pullback to this area over here to then possibly go for longs. Looks like we are making, new higher low and new higher high. So we just have to create a new higher low to then go above. And then what I'll probably do is above this area, I'll wait for a pullback. Once we break above, I'll wait for a pullback. Once we break above like this, I'll wait for the pullback to enter for a buy, right? There's a lot of patience that goes on to it, and then or possibly wait for a confirmation around this area. So that's two possible scenarios that can happen. Or if we break below this area over here, I'll wait and see a push down all the way here, which is what it looks like to me is clean traffic, clean range of traffic. Here you went from this low to this high, and then you price pulled back and then moved higher. So this is what I usually do. I'll go, price moved here, here, and then here again. So what I'll probably do is respect this area all over again, right? Next up, my other pair that I watch is I go over to Bitcoin. I look what Bitcoin is doing. I look how the market is moving. If the market is, on a downtrend, looking very, very bearish, I'll probably make a correlation with US 30 and then watch how gold moves as well. And then I go on and I analyze all these stock picks that I have here on my watch list, and possibly I'll look for some futures as well, like ES, NQ, YM, or GC. So I do the same thing like I did on gold. I'll do on Bitcoin, on futures, and some stock as well. Okay, so this is how my routine goes. Basically, how I analyze. I go from higher time frames to lower time frames, and I read it through. I see what I can trade, what I can wait a little bit. I sometimes, like on US 30 for an example, I'll rather go for a higher time frame. I'll add like something like a alert right here. So when price comes and taps this area, price pulls back, taps this area, starts moving around, I get an alert on my phone or on the computer to see how price is moving. If you are going too bearish, then I'm not taking any positions, right? So what it looks like here, boom, that's another. If we break below this moving average or break below this low, I'll see how the market reacts, and I just go with the flow with the market. I don't make too much of a fast decision. I rather make a slower decision that will have more quality trade. And throughout the time, you get that consistent habit creation, right? You start creating little habits that will transform your trading journey, right? So now is 12 minutes to market open. It opens at 9:30, so we should have some moves after 9:30, 10:30. So let's keep an eye out. Let's see how this goes, and it's very simple. You just gotta analyze for 80% of the time, and then the rest of the time, 20, you just make the decision of buying or selling, and then where you're gonna exit the trade. Okay, so this is it for now. See you guys on the next one.